Learn some about ASBU. Many of you already know some elements of this plan, but we'll start from the beginning, introduce the framework, go into the details where you need them. We try to have a very flexible approach, interactive approach, of course, and hope that you all enjoy this webinar, seminar, it's not a webinar, and we will try into it. So, the professor, your companion,
that's me. Okay.
Is this one.
Ich dachte, du bist der Erste. Okay, that's me, that's you. Osman Safan, I'm honored to be your companion on this journey. You can call whatever you like me to call it, instructor or whatever. Just to give you an idea where I came from, I started in the military, in the German military as a pilot. So P-149, T-37, T-38, and then as it is in the military, they look at you and they say, okay, we need 3 helicopter pilots and we need 1 weapons system officer, a backseater in a tornado, and I said no. So I took the best decision and went to air traffic management, which is a good thing. Would you agree?
Yes.
Air traffic management is a good thing. I became an air traffic controller, tower, approach, and route. I worked for Maastricht, Upper Area Control Center. And then I did some technical work. I was project lead for the arrival manager in Frankfurt and in Munich. Eventually I ended up as senior vice president for safety, quality, and civil military. Before that, I was a director of a center, en route center in Munich and in Langen. So I have lots of experience in all these areas. I was member of the German delegation to the ICAO Council and Air Navigation Conference. So I can tell you from personal experience how the GAN 6th edition was discussed and built. And in Montreal in 2018, October, which was then published in 2019, so the 6th edition, which is the most important one, I guess. But let's talk about that later on. And now I changed my role. I retired from all these roles and started to improve my piano capabilities and saxophone and golf handicap. And then these guys called me and said, Osman, would you like to continue? Would you like to provide some trainings? And this is what I love. So I'm here because I love to work with you and to, let's say, accompany you on this endeavor, right? That's it. That's me.
Thank you so much. I think you will find nobody better suited for this seminar than Osman. His huge experience. I'm really impressed and also glad to work with him and you guys. My name is Jan. I'm a bit younger, 25 years old. I graduated as an industrial engineer at Technical University in Darmstadt, which is actually a pretty nice city south of Langen, maybe 20 minutes. So if the weather is nice, maybe you can also go there on the weekend. I'm currently working as ATM consultant at DFS Aviation Services. I will go in detail what this means, but we'll have a lot of international projects also diving into all the areas connected to ASBU. So ATM system transitions, we're doing a lot of remote tower stuff, air procedure design, and from this year onwards in summer I will also get the air traffic controller training. So I will essentially become also air traffic controller and join DFS this year. That's to me. Now to you. We'll just make a short round. Maybe you can just briefly say your name again, your position, and also what is your expectation for the seminar. Maybe you want to start here? I am introduction into DFS Group for the daughter companies which I am working for and Osman is now working for. Then we'll get right into a seminar overview, what is going to be the expected schedule, what we are going to dive into. And after that, we will have a small coffee break, and then the actual seminar starts with theoretical content. So for now, just relax, lay back, listen a bit about DFS Group here in Germany, how we handle traffic, and we'll get right into that. So DFS is the German air traffic control. We are the ANSP in Germany, and our target is obviously to control air traffic above Germany and the international airports. We have a total of around 3 million movements per year. This number is from 2024. And you can see the special situation in Germany. We're right located in the middle of Europe. So we have a lot of overflights. We have a very busy airspace, one of the most complex airspaces in Europe, handling massive amounts of flights. But still, our average delay is only 50 seconds, which is quite small, and we're proud of that. You can see Germany here with all the international airports. So you landed in Frankfurt, which is actually the biggest airport in Germany, doing around 450,000 movements a year, so a pretty major airport. But in total we have 15 international airports controlled by DFS. The major ones, as I said, Frankfurt, then the second biggest is Munich, then we have Düsseldorf, and also Berlin and Hamburg in the north, which are major airports here. Total of 3 control centers. So we have Langen, obviously. This is here actually on the campus. So we have the ACC, Area Control Center, located right here, which is controlling the airspace around Langen and Frankfurt. So for example, Frankfurt departure, Frankfurt approach, they are all sitting next to us here in another building. Previously, actually, it was combined in Frankfurt Tower. So the tower controllers were sitting there next to approach, but approach and departure, they were moved to here to relocate to the center. Then we also have a center in the south, in Munich, which is controlling the south of Germany. We have Bremen in the northern part of Germany, not that busy as Langen and Munich. And then we also have Karlsruhe, and this one is special because this is upper area control. So above a certain flight level, you're going into upper airspace, and they are controlling Karlsruhe.
So actually you have 4 control centers.
It's 3 area control centers and 1 upper area control center.
So the upper area control center control the matrix as like you have something like matrix control center where
the UAC Karlsruhe starts, I think, at flight level 225.
Yeah.
That's upper airspace. And Maastricht is right here. It's I think it's. Is it crossing Osman?
Yeah. So if I may jump in. Okay. This has a huge history. Once Europe wanted to come up with a common approach, and they built 2 upper area control centers. One in Maastricht, which is located around here. Okay.
in Belgium.
It's the Netherlands.
Yeah.
It's the very south of the Netherlands. I worked there for 5 years as a design procedure and EDCO. And then we have Karlsruhe. Karlsruhe. This is the second one. And the idea was that these 2 centers, upper area control centers, would cover the entire Europe. So this was the idea in the 60s. Yeah, but there were some political issues, and we will talk about political implications as well during the course. So it's now 4 states managed area control center in Maastricht. It's Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, and Luxembourg. Okay. And Karlsruhe is only German. And as far as the division level is concerned, usually you would, maybe I may expect you to know that there is a kind of common understanding that at 245, flight level 245, there is a division level, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we don't do that. Yeah, we don't do that. We have understood that we should look more to the concrete profiles. So what is the most optimal profile? And in particular, if you talk about continuous descent operations or something like this, you have to have a look at the surroundings. You have to have a look at the sectorization. And therefore, for us, it was much more efficient. For example, for the ACC, Area Control Center Munich, to allocate airspace up to 315. 315 already, right? So maybe here in this part. In that part, it's only 220. Yeah. So we try to take a more dynamic approach and be more flexible.
Em bị mà. Em cũng bị mà. Mọi người đều bị. Báo động khẩn cấp, nó bảo động cái gì?
Là chỉ có những ai kết nối thôi đúng không? Em dùng wifi đều.
Đúng rồi, wifi của ông đó.
Em đang dùng wifi của em chị đang dùng 5G.
So this was
Máy em cũng thế,
just
máy
an
em.
exercise from the last Hessia you were in. So we do have 16, right? Federal states, and one of those is Hesse, and they just did an exercise. So forgive us.
Because in Germany we're just implementing new kind of alarm system because of the global situation, and they're testing it, and we always get a big shock.
Yeah. So it worked well.
No one's dying now.
So thank you.
Okay, then of course another speciality that we have is the remote power center. This is located right here in Leipzig. 2 airports are connected to the remote power center, so this one is Saarbrücken. It's connected to this remote power center and also Dresden. And the plan is to connect even more airports to the center. Currently this plan has been paused. So the next one was Erfurt to be implemented, but this has been paused for now because of technology development, which needs to go on there. But this is basically the first remote power center in Germany that went into operation. And we have a second one, but this will be explained later.
Can I again jump in briefly? So please keep that in mind, right? So when we talk later on about building your national air navigation plan, we will talk about the method. I would strongly recommend to understand and to apply later on. And one part of the method is to define the scope. And when we talk about the remote tower control center in Leipzig, and as Jan put it, then we have Saarbrücken. These are very small airports with just a little traffic, and we will connect another 3 airports to Leipzig area remote tower control center, again with low traffic, for a good reason. So the amount of traffic or complexity, the problem you have somewhere, will play an important role when you define your plan and define the scope of your plan. I will come to this later, okay?
Okay, and of course DFS is not DFS. We have a huge group structure. I'm not going to go into deep detail here, but it's a private, it's a company by private law, but owned by the state 100%. So the state is owning DFS Deutsche Flugsicherung. What is interesting is we have a lot of international business going on. And one part of this international business is DFS Aviation Services. This is the daughter company I work for. Osman now works for them, and we are doing everything that basically generates revenue. Because DFS by law is not allowed to generate money to sell stuff to other international customers.
So don't confuse that with soda, water, or whatever. This is a cooperation we have with Airbus in Bremen. It's just a parking garage.
It doesn't even have a logo.
Yeah, it doesn't even have a logo. Yeah, this is Spain. So DFS Group is really almost all over.
Right, yeah. We have electronic, which is doing a lot of 2AM stuff, drones, etc. Military training, of course. Of oil, there's a military training center for military outposts. But we are DFS Aviation Services. So we're going into that. We have a total of, let's say, 400 employees. The goal of DFS Aviation Services is on one hand to generate business internationally, to sell stuff, but on the other hand we are also controlling towers in Germany. So what you've seen just now was DFS Towers, the international airport, the big ones. But there are also a lot of regional towers, and DFS Aviation Services is taking care of these towers. We are providing air traffic services for a total of 12 towers in Germany, 1 in Edinburgh in the UK, and now we are also expanding to Lima and Bahrain. So we are basically selling our ATC knowledge also to other countries and sitting there in the tower with our employees, which are of course local air traffic controllers, but we are taking care of it. There's a lot of stuff going on right here. Of course we have IT, we are also developing our own, again?
Okay.
No, it's a different one. Yeah, welcome to Germany.
Europe is in a very special situation, as you may take from the news, right? It's the Russian-Ukraine conflict we have. It's how will Europe evolve with regard to the new setup of the United States of America, their participation in NATO, and so on and so forth. So Europe is in a very special situation. So therefore, please
But don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. It's just they try to put in place almost as young alarm systems and.
It's very funny. You sit in a big room with 800 people, like in my university, and this alarm is going on. It's quite funny, especially during exams. But we can do that later. Okay, so we have two managing directors. One is Andreas Birch, very experienced person, also coming from DFS, and also Pierre Hermann. Maybe you're going to meet them because we will also be in our own headquarters, which is located right there. So actually the parking lot where we met, this is the headquarters of DFS Aviation Services. And now this is the campus of Deutsche Flugsicherung. So we're a bit separated, but we're working as one DFS. So this map, you already know it. White ones are the DFS towers. And now we added pink ones, and these are the ones controlled by DFS Aviation Services. So you probably don't know the cities. We have a few of them, Karlsruhe, we have Dortmund, which is quite big, Paderborn, Braunschweig. These are the regional towers in Germany, they're not international towers, so this is what we control. And you can also see Edinburgh at the top. And now, what is very important is this second remote tower center, which you see here. So remember, DFS Remote Tower Center was in Leipzig, and we built another one, which actually went into operation 2 months ago in Braunschweig. This airport is also designed to connect up to 6 regional airports. So as Osman just told you, it's very hard to connect Frankfurt and Munich or the big ones to remote towers. It's not possible at the moment, or at least it's not advised to do that. But you can take a small one. You have Emden in the north, which is ATIS airport, so no ATC services, but just airplane information services in the north, and it's very low traffic. You just have some Cessnas going there, like flying over the North Sea. It's quite nice there, but traffic volume is very low. So this has been connected to Braunschweig, where the center is, and also Braunschweig, Wolfsburg, the airport there, has also been connected to the center. And we plan to integrate more than 4 airports into the center in the near future. So also the ones in the south are ending up in the center here. So this is a very interesting development in Germany. But not only in Germany, obviously we have our headquarters here, but we also have a lot of subsidiaries all over the world. We have our office in Singapore, which you already know, of course. We have one in the Middle East, in Dubai and Bahrain. We'll come to that later. Then in the UK, where we provide air traffic services for Edinburgh Airport, and now also in Lima. This is quite interesting because Lima, Peru, is building a major new airport, and they needed new apron control. So they are building a new terminal, and the old apron control could not see it anymore, so they wanted a remote solution, and we are implementing that just now in Lima for the apron management. Overall, our business is separated into 4 kind of pieces. First one is system and engineering. As an example, we are developing our own AMS system, also Phoenix cloud systems, all AMS systems, which we'll come to later. We do air traffic control, which is obvious. Then the branch that I'm located is consultancy. So we're consulting customers worldwide regarding any matter in ATM, remote tower, urban air mobility, drones, basically everything. We do airspace design, that's consultancy. And then last but not least, we're also doing training. So we have our own training quarter in our headquarters. We'll be training actors from all over the world. They're coming here, they're getting their licenses in very modern simulators. We have one 360 degrees simulator actually here. Maybe we'll be able to see that. And that's where we train our people. So let's jump into the most exciting part, which is consultancy. So that's my boss. He's a very nice guy. We are, as a company, also certified as an ANSP. That's very important because we can provide knowledge from ANSP to ANSP. We're just not McKinsey or some random consulting firm which does a study and sells them. No, we're actually deep into this knowledge. We're selling stuff that we do our own. So, for example, if we sell remote tower projects, we can say, okay, we have our own center. We actually make mistakes building that center. Don't make these mistakes. So we have a lot of experience Many products in our portfolio, 29 products at the moment, and of course worldwide partnerships. Our portfolio is structured into 6 different topics. So the first one is strategy. So this would be, for example, developing a national A&P for the future, maybe long-term strategy until 2050. We did this for Morocco. Then we have operation and future skies. So PBN procedures, basically airspace design, performance and environment. So studies, how can we increase capacity at an airport, how can we lower emissions. Sustainability is obviously a big part, not only in Europe, but worldwide. Then we have our remote tower solutions, which covers obviously everything around airports controlled by cameras. Also includes change management, which is very important. Technology virtualization, so our cloud-based systems, our AMAN, of course, important part. And last but not least, also UAM, urban air mobility, drones, UAS is coming very popular in Europe. Talking about small drones, talking about big air taxis, transporting passengers, and they need to be integrated into airspace. And we're going to dive into performance environment. We had one project here, which was in South America, and here the task was that they did not have enough capacity in the airport, and they needed a new master plan how to increase their capacity. So we went there with a team. We provided them with a study how to increase capacity step by step. They actually implemented those goals and could increase their capacity by around 50% just by applying our suggested steps. It involved a bit of airspace redesign, so redesigned the TMA a bit, some optimization in the kind of co-working of air traffic controllers. So this was South America. Then technology and virtualization is a big part. This was a major project. It lasted 3 to 4 years in Bahrain. And in Bahrain there was a challenge that the old ACC center was too small. So they needed to relocate to a different center. And also, in this same step, wanted to implement a new ICAS system. And the challenge was, of course, that there must not be a break in operation. So we needed to build a new center at a new location with a new ICAS system. Needed to train all the actors while this old center was still in operation, and then move them basically without any disruption to the new center. This was quite a challenge, but we managed to do that, and by now we also have our own company in Bahrain, which is managing the center, which is consulting them, which is training actors. And last part, drone and UAS. It's very interesting. I've been into that project, which is Mönchengladbach, a city in Germany, next to Cologne, which you may know. And here they tested, it was kind of a test project, how to implement drone flights into an airport environment. So the question was, if we have BVLOS flights, so beyond the visual line of sight, which means the pilot cannot see the drone anymore, how do we do that with the tower controller? So they developed VFR trajectories, only VFR trajectories, and also certain communication protocols, how the tower controller could communicate with the drone pilot, and how the disruptions in the operation of the airport could be minimized. And this has now taken a step further with Munich, which is the second busiest airport in Germany, where we have a project together with Airbus, with wanting to build actually a vertiport. So basically, landing for air taxis. Yeah. They made a very great decision to place the vertiport in the middle of the 2 runways. Which is horrible. Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose that position?
Because the terminals are actually, you have 2 runways here. Maybe you can draw it. In Munich, you have a layout which has 2 runways like this, and then you have the terminals in the middle. And they placed the vertiport, I think, here to have direct access to the terminal. Because if you would have it in the south, you would need to acquire the land there. You need to kind of transport the people around the one way, which would be also very time inefficient. Because the reason for that vertiport is to save time. Because Munich Airport is located quite far outside the city, so the train ride can take up to 45 minutes, I guess, even longer sometimes. So this was the reason to establish an airport city connection.
Now I'm really interested why you are reacting this way. You say, oh, why would they do that? That's funny. Why do you say that?
Well, because it's the middle of the two runways, so the operation from the commercial aircraft.
Yeah.
So the flight procedure will block the route for the UAM to the vertiport. So how can you design the aspect so that they will make a corridor for the UAM to land in the vertiport?
Exactly. Corridor is the best criteria.
And this is what it's all about. So we do have, it's 08 and 26, right? 08 to 6. There is an issue because ICAO defines a standard for independent parallel runway activities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in Frankfurt it's okay. In Munich it's
How many meters between the runway?
let's say 7 meters. we would need 7 meters more, yeah?
To be independent, right?
To be really independent.
Okay.
To be really independent.
Okay.
This was an issue when I was head of operations tower and ACC in Munich. This was an issue, but ICAO provides some standards you may apply,
Yeah.
and 30 degrees,
Yeah.
or 2 times 15 or things like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then there are other requirements when you try to do parallel approaches. For example, how to approach such a runway. There's a procedure designer in here, right?
Yeah, we.
Or at least there was one.
Experience in
I don't want to put pressure on you.
Yeah.
We have some experience in flight procedure design.
Yeah.
We used to have the rating in procedure design.
No, but I'm just kidding. Just to talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So there are always solutions in a way. So we had a lot of issues down there. You may imagine controllers, and here some echoes are amongst us, right?
Yeah.
They are super keen in being extremely flexible, customer oriented. So we had a flight from Bombay. All night through, the pilots were tired getting up. Okay, let's have a coffee. Let's prepare for approach to Munich. Yeah, and they need time and they need to adapt. I'm not any longer en route. I have to commence my descent. I have to check everything. What's the condition at the airport and blah blah blah. It takes time and your mindset. You need to adapt. After hours and hours en route, almost sleeping maybe. So and therefore ICAO says. Give them the time they have, let them encounter the downwind, and then they should level off for some miles, and then turn the base, level off, right? You know that, okay? 2 miles, 1 mile, straight and level, and you know all this. Okay. If you do that, and if you really strictly follow the rules, then you have plenty of possibilities in terms of horizontal and vertical corridors or whatever you may shut on and shut off, for this heliports. But one of the prerequisites is human factors stick to the damn rules. And when I say customer orientation, they did, come on, it's early in the morning, 5:30, just to a 100 miles base to approach the runway. And then we had go-arounds again and go-arounds because they weren't adapted. So this is one thing. So that's a good question. Hey, how do they do that? Yeah. So what is the solution to that, right?
Yeah.
But first, and this will be part of our conversation, what is the problem? Yeah. So don't jump on the solution, jump on the problem first. Do I have a problem? Why would you do that? Is it a problem? Perhaps it's not a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I dig to it deeper later on. When you build your national air navigation plan, the first thing is fall in love with a problem. Don't fall in love with the solution. Fall in love with the problem. Do you have a problem? No? Okay. Yeah. I have a problem, then I need a solution. Actually, it's not a big problem, but all the people say, oof, how would you do that? Let's figure out. Excuse me.
this project has been actually very exciting because it's coming to an end now. They were also running real-time simulations in our simulator, and the basic result was that they can handle up to 10 additional air taxi movements from the airport without disruption to the operation. So 10 per hour, 10
operations per hour.
but 10 air taxi movements per hour. This was the result. If you are interested, we are going to speak about UAM, I'm sure, in the seminar. We can also get the project lead of this project here for a small insight into this project, how they handled it. But so far, the idea was IFR is not working anymore. IFR procedures for these air taxis just not suited to them. They are not developed for that kind of application. So what they decided to do is fly VFR. And then we have in Europe this development which is called U-Space, which is kind of airspace dedicated to air taxis, UAM. And this is enabling new kind of regulation that you could just fly kind of VFR within those boundaries because they have very high precision instruments on board. The accuracy of this Airbus aircraft is 2 to 5 meters in the GPS position. So this could allow for future development, of course. But U-Space, just for you to know, is currently still under development, not implemented yet. Yeah, so very exciting topics. You can see this is where we have been active all over the world. We could add Vietnam already because some of your colleagues have already been here. Africa, we're still working to get into this continent, but other than that, worldwide presence. Awesome. You want to tell us a little bit about...
Yes, absolutely. So, and just to pour some water into wine, or what we call it, I think it was Yula, right? As the responsible for training, agreed with DAS. What is the focus? What is the main topic of this seminar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and the main topic is the Global Air Navigation Plan and the entire framework, and to understand the methodology which should support you in building your national air navigation plan. This is, I think, the major topic, or let's say the major purpose of this seminar, to have a good understanding what to take into consideration when you want to build your plan. And from the plan as they exist in the Asian Pacific region, and please tell me what the situation is, what I could search and find is that there is a desperate need to build this plan. Yeah. Even the volume, existing volume 3 of this regional level is as of 2015. Yeah. Published in 16. So this is too long ago. Yeah. And I will, you agree? Okay, so, and I would say, yes, this volume 3 of your region desperately needs a national plan, for example, from Vietnam, to understand how to further proceed. Yeah. So this is what I understood. This is the main focus of this team. And what we try to do, we not only try to throw lots of theory at you, so we have organized the one or the other site visit, which allows you to take a deep dive into specific, and let me use this terminology, threats. Yeah. So for example, if we go to Karlsruhe on Thursday, we will deep dive into trajectory-based operations, TBO. Yeah. There will be the chance to touch on FRTO, which is en route, right? A little bit of ATFM will play in here, how to organize in particular and cooperate with the civil military on the civil military side, yeah? Segregated airspaces, how to ensure the best trajectory, all this stuff. Right? We will have a deep dive into digital air traffic services, DAS. We will have a great presentation on what Jan already touched on. What is the current state in Germany? What is the maybe better? I wouldn't say best practice. You know, I'm not. There are so many practices around. Yeah, allow me to call it belongs to the better practices. Yeah. So because it's in place, it has been proven to work well. So it's a better practice you can look at. And what we will have not foreseen, yeah, Jan was quite fast, what we have not foreseen is a deep dive into swim infrastructure as we have deployed here in Germany. So this is not foreseen. We will touch on swim because swim is one of the most important things. When we talk about the global air navigation plan, it's all about information and that every actor in the aviation area has the right information in time, consolidated. So this is one of the most important things, right? Absolutely. And it will play in a lot of other projects, right? It's a threat as such, so we will talk about this threat, we will go to the concept of operations, yeah? And it will be an enabler for many other threats and performance ambitions you will have to define, okay? But if you really want to look more deep into swim, I can try my best to organize something, but it's not on the schedule, right? In terms of
How did you do that exactly in Germany? What are the clients and where is the repository and what is that?
yeah, so this is not foreseen. Okay, now you are very disappointed. Let's see what we can do. So this is what we try to understand. So a bit the history of the Global Air Navigation Plan. What is the current state? Yeah. What is the framework? And we do have more than one framework. Do you know something about the basic building blocks? Do you know what a basic building block is? Just say no or yes or so.
No.
No, okay. So it's important to understand what is a basic building block because the basic building block framework is not part of the ASBU framework. You will get more than 200 slides and everything is like that. You can take notes if you want to, but you will get a good documentation so that you have everything in there. So just to let you understand what is this, what is that, what is in, what is out. And then I'm looking forward to provide a methodology and I would like you to use this methodology here, yeah? Just to give it a try. You choose a topic and then I guide you through this methodology. And I like that one of you sits here, if it doesn't work, this guest Wi-Fi, you sit here, you go into the GAMP portal, and we will do a system performance assessment. You will do that. I will sit here and enjoy my coffee, right? And you will do the system performance assessment, very much oriented on a specific challenge, yeah? So this is the idea, to make it as interactive as possible, yeah? To empower you, when you're back home, to use all these tools and methods that are at hand. We will do a cost-benefit analysis. This is super important because it will also be about cost-benefit, right? You will do a cost-benefit analysis. Yeah, that's the idea. Okay? Maybe next slide. Yeah. I try to highlight it in beautiful blue. Please be as active as possible. This is your valued time. Yeah? It's great to come here. Travel to Germany. Before you go to Colmar, visit another German city. Now that you are here, yeah, there's so many good and interesting cities and places on your way to Colmar. Make the best use of it, but please use the time you have here so that you take the best out of it for yourself. Okay, so as active as possible. And as I try to understand how active you are, I started with this small thing. And you did so well, thank you. Okay. Also in the social event, of course. Yeah. So drink and eat as much as you can and share whatever you want to share. And we will do some activation exercises. Yeah. So this morning when I started with my music, it's not my music, but I love music. When I was young, I learned the trumpet. I grew up in Berlin and I was trained, educated in the Berliner Philharmoniker as a young guy. I was not member of the Berliner Philharmoniker. I was just allowed to train. So I love jazz and I love classical music. So you are invited to come up with your music for the next break or for tomorrow's break. Yeah. Just approach me and said, I would love to listen to this music. You will connect with this beautiful speaker and then you will be responsible for the break music. The music we listen to. Is this okay? Yeah, can you do that? Small thing. You can do that, yeah. Okay? Small things. Yeah.
I think this information you already made sure that you brought your passport with you. You need to do that actually on every day of the visit, unfortunately, because they may ask you again for the passport. Also very important for our site visit. And of course, laptop, tablet. If we have internet access, in the best case from tomorrow on, of course, bring your device, but I see everyone is a laptop.
Yeah.
So the first day, it's all about getting an overview, getting into introduction, where we are at, which company you are at, and then of course what is the global navigation plan. So we'll do an introduction into GAM, we'll dive into the methodology. So today will be very high level, just an overview to get a feel for the topic. We'll have our lunch break always every day around 12 to 1. We'll be right in the canteen. It's a very nice canteen. You're invited, of course, and we'll go there every day. So we get some strength. At the end of the day, don't be scared of the time. We're fully flexible. Of course, we need to get through our content, but if you have anything that you say, okay, we need to leave at 4, we need to leave at 3:30 today because we need to catch a train or something, no worries, we are flexible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, at the end of the day, we will do a small ROTI, it is called, return on time investment. So we're just talking a bit, what did you learn, which questions, of course, you may have, but we'll be very interactive. So you can just raise a question anytime, just feel free to do it. We typically start at every day 9 a.m. Meeting point, we can discuss it, we'll meet tomorrow, but in general, like today. So tomorrow, after we got to know GAM a bit, we'll dive into the ASCO framework, give you an overview, and then we'll do a deep dive into the threads. So the 22 threads, you will get to know them, and we're going to dive into these threads, of course, setting some points where you say, okay, this is very interesting, we'll dive in deeper, and there may be threads which are not that interesting, which we just cover a bit faster. So then you have the weekend, and on Monday we'll go into airspace. So we'll have a presentation by actually my boss. He's an experienced airspace designer, and he, with his team, is just redeveloping the complete airspace in Greece. So Greece, as you may know, in Europe, country which is lagging a bit behind in terms of ATM, and they do not have PDN at the moment. And what we're doing is we're completely taking the airspace from scratch. We're designing new PBN procedures, not only for the main airport in Athens, but actually for the complete airspace. So he's giving us some very interesting insights into that. And after that, of course, we'll do another deep dive into the related aspects. Some social event at the end of Monday. So I hope Monday evening suits for you. We'll have a dinner in Frankfurt at 7 p.m. So you can try some German local food. The last group liked it, especially the alcohol. But you will get to know what is Apfelwein and all the special things here in Germany which you can eat. So this will be planned on Monday. And then of course on Tuesday we're not starting later because of the event, we're still starting on 9. But Tuesday is all about remote tower. So we'll start with the related thread in ASCO to give you the theoretical insight. Then we will have an expert presentation by our remote tower manager. He was also involved into this project where we built our own remote tower center in Braunschweig. And he will tell you everything, like how many cameras do you need infrared vision, how we implement it, what is about change management. And after the lunch break, we'll also have a live demonstration. So we have a small setup of screens and panels where you can actually kind of simulate your remote tower environment. And of course, you can feel free to move the cameras, play around with it. It's quite cool. We'll have this live thing there. Wednesday, another theoretical session where we're going to prepare our site visit. So First, we're going to also performance monitoring, KPIs, which is also part of the ASPO framework, pretty important. But then we are also going to prepare this site visit to UAC Karlsruhe. So we talked about this upper area control center in Karlsruhe. We are going there on Thursday. So this whole Thursday will be blocked for Karlsruhe. We are going there with 2 cars, 2 vans, visiting the center there, the simulators, getting a guided tour there, and then we return to Langen. The drive is around 1 hour, so not that long. With the last group, we are going to Düsseldorf Tower, and I think it was 3-hour drive because we were stopping all the time, so it's a bit faster now. So we're not spending too much time on the highway. And on Friday, of course, there will be a big examination. If you do not pass that, you're not allowed to go back. You need to stay here and do the course another time. No, of course, but we'll still do that. We'll have a recap of the course, Q&A session, feedback session. Of course, you will get certificates for your participation. Only if you pass it. It's going to be fun. Osman is a bad professor. He's very tough. And Friday we're going to end earlier, so you can spend a lot of time here. Maybe may I ask when your flight is going? When are you leaving here? Is it on Saturday or? Saturday. Yeah, so we're going to end up a bit earlier so you can enjoy your time in Frankfurt maybe. We're fully flexible. I would say now like this kind of introduction session is over. We will start with the seminar.
Yeah.
Maybe we do a 5 minutes break.
Yeah, before we do that, again, so this is a schedule. As we Germans love structure and rules and all this stuff, this is to provide for it. Yeah, but we are all grown-ups, we are experienced, we are super flexible. If you want to throw things from Tuesday to Monday, or let's do things tomorrow instead of Wednesday, we can do that. Right? So just discuss, be engaged, and understand what to do next best because it fits, right? Or just follow the program. Both is good. Okay. That's good. Yeah. Then I would say 7 minutes coffee break.
What about music?
And what about the music? Who's first?
I never play any music. I just play Happy Birthday on xylophone for my daughter.
Xylophone.
Xylophone.
Yeah, but you have a song you like. There's a song you like to listen to.
No, I cannot play.
No, you don't have to play. Just connect and play. Or tell me the name.
Thích nghe cái gì thôi, nghe thì bật.
Alright.
Mọi người thích nghe thì
Probably.
bật.
Just connect if you want.
Probably in our group we have like a lady named Bach, so probably you play some.
Bonjour Việt Nam thôi.
Bonjour Việt Nam.
Alright, so I'm back. Well, that's it. Well, he's like Johann Bach is a German composer.
Bach.
Bach, yeah.
Wow.
First place, really.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Tên chị Bach là tên nhạc sĩ nổi tiếng đấy.
Cổ điển.
I don't have talent in music.
Do you play music by yourself?
No.
No, you don't. But how do you like Bach?
Sao?
Is it the epoch you like?
Dạ, ballad xong.
Coffee. Vài uống cà phê rồi.
I love Bach.
But German coffee is way different than English coffee, so you need probably more.
Chính là chị nào? Em đang hỏi chị hôm nay ở ban cái có một chị bảo chị cũng đang hỏi.
You said that you are from Berlin, but when you were born, yes, like I think that Berlin is still like
Anh ta lại cái gì?
to part of it, the war Berlin still there, right?
Yeah, when I was born, there was an Eastern Germany and a Western Germany.
So you
And I grew up in Western Berlin. It was kind of small. As a child, you wouldn't say it's too small because you do not know, you do not understand.
yeah,
But it was in the middle of the Soviet Union.
yeah, middle of the
And we
were supported by flights. All the goods we needed came there. It was difficult to travel by car, but luckily
So
everything.
how was life in Berlin in Western Berlin during the Cold War? Because it's quite because I don't think that the air operation can provide everything for the whole people of the city during that time.
You were allowed to travel by car. You could. There were transport on road. This was okay, but this was very strictly organized. They were checked very often. You weren't allowed to take this and that, and so it was very limited actually. But growing up in Western Berlin, you didn't miss anything. It was like in Western Germany. Yeah, really.
So that's
Very
very
interesting.
far from the country to support the
Yeah, but it was much better to leave Western Berlin by flight, not by car. So we didn't miss anything. It was like living in the West. Interesting how to do that, how to assure such a conditions. Yeah.
So earlier before you said about changing the concept of aspect in Europe, they well very naturally that I think that in many when I read about the future education service in concept in Europe, first you separate FIR horizontally, and then you separate it vertically by the upper aspect and lower aspect, and you define level maybe 225 or 245 or the layer, the border between upper and lower aspect. But then after that, you have some kind of European Union and Euromethod that can operate the upper aspect as very big aspect around Europe, right? But because you already have matching control center, so why do you need one control center in Germany to control the upper aspect of Germany during the very big aspect?
Mới tháng nào hả chị?
This is a very interesting question, and I would love to answer this question
Ý là chị muốn
after the break.
nó
Don't forget
sớm
it's a
một
break.
cách
Special
như
thanks. Get a
này.
coffee.
Ra đi uống cà phê.
Trong văn bản chỉ có một cái phần
Or tea,
phối hợp xử lý thôi.
there's also tea. You want?
Vâng, chỉ biết chung chung như thế thôi. Vâng, tại vì nhá, thằng Luồng ấy, ông sẽ không biết được cái việc kiểm phát, cái phương pháp kiểm phát, mà ông ấy chỉ có trách nhiệm là check cho mình thôi. Vâng. Có thì khi nó có tốt phép thì nó phát đâu, thằng Luồng nó cũng có quyết định được cho việc là kiểm phát hay không phát đâu.
Phải không làm suy nhá.
Không, có chỗ nào khi căn cứ vào là mình phải căn cứ vào kế hoạch hoạt động theo ngày thì mình khác. Hôm trước chả, hôm trước ý là mình có thể mình căn cứ kế hoạch hoạt động này mình khác, nhưng không ý là không có chỗ nào bảo là không có viết bay mà không có kế hoạch hoạt động này là mình không phát. Hôm trước ông Luồng ai nhỉ, anh Nam anh trả lời là người không quan dự còn gì, mà thực tế là bây giờ
Lan em mình có gửi web em cho thầy duyệt rồi.
ở bài các chị khác mà.
Đã có version 1.0 chưa có version English gì.
Còn một bài thì thời gian trước là các chị bảo là các chị hay có hai hướng, một là
You are the responsible for training that, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you very much first for asking us to support. And for me, oh, is this your daughter?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
She's 7 years
7 years
old.
old. Yeah. And she loves orchids. No, this is not an orchid.
She take a picture with lotus.
Lotus,
Yes,
lotus, yeah, beautiful. And the dress is beautiful as well.
Thank you.
Of course, I try to orient as much as I can on your. Just a request. I think this is most important. I think it's very important to dig that way. So this is more important for the seminar. But if there's something you want to add please.
Bring rather.
But for the time being, you have a very clear specific and I want to live up to this
Với
expectation.
nhau được không?
Dạ.
Của cái guest này á.
Nhưng mà còn trường hợp nào như thế nữa không ạ? Có mỗi trường hợp này thôi đúng không?
Because we are directly responsible for building the national.
Lâu mới gặp thôi.
Yeah, you are all responsible.
Yeah.
And there will be another
Yeah.
people
Lâu
coming.
mới gặp, lâu mới gặp nhân viên gọi điện chị liên hệ trực tiếp với ông Nam.
He will be the one. Okay.
Thế nhưng trong văn bản hợp đồng hôm trước bọn em cũng chỉ có thể đưa vào phối hợp xử lý cái tình huống đấy thôi, phối hợp thống nhất xử lý tình huống đấy, chứ không thể viết cụ thể là luồng có chấp thuận cho việc mình phát điện văn hay không, hay là luồng đi của mình hủy. Đấy.
Phải minh mạch. Chắc thằng kia nó đi ra khỏi phòng.
Oh, of course.
Em biết rồi, nhưng mà bây giờ đây là quy trình thì nào
anh sẽ Tùng bắt đầu nhận ra cái